Hi guys, and welcome to tonight's Forex Fire TV. I do believe this is episode 18. Okay, so by now, as far as anybody that has been following me over the last week and a half now, I think it is now, while I've been doing these and bringing some value content to the forefront, known as Head and Shoulders, and just how easy it can be for you to learn the pattern of Head and Shoulders. Now, a lot of people think it's hard. Uh, I've been involved with Forex, like I say, and I go back on this around about 3 years. I've followed the patterns of Head and Shoulders with the platform I'm part of, and I've been learning that for the best part of around about 2.5 years. And I found a technique that has allowed me to sort of focus and drill my attention in to sort of identifying certain areas where we have the trigger points and the breakouts and the breakup structure and the retests. Okay, and it's my job to also the guys that like to follow me, I try to simplify things. Yes, I'm not a professional trader, I'm not a financial advisor, but the skill set I've learned over the number of years, I've been able to sort of adapt myself to be able to look at certain things and be able to condense that down, and not only condense it down, be able to understand that, restructure it into a sense of where I can sort of pass it on and pass my knowledge on to help others. Okay. Uh, am I a profitable trader? Yes, I am a profitable trader. You do not need to know how much obviously I make or what my targets are. I have targets each day, but yes, I am a profitable trader. Otherwise, I would not have continued doing this over the years that I've done. Okay, and again, for the guys that are following me and have been following me, I've received some nice messages over the last few days where I've been showing this technique, and I've had one or two nice, kind messages where people have been profiting with this sort of technique at this time. Okay, so tonight we're going to have a look again. It's going to be Head and Shoulders because we're going to go over this over 2 to 3 weeks, and I'm going to show you different ways, different techniques, and different angles on how to understand it. Okay, now I mentioned the stabilizers and I work on the hour chart. Okay, the hour chart with a technique called Monday's candles. Now Monday's candles, you've got sessions, and I'm going to just do this very, very quickly, but be concise with it because I know there's still new people watching. We've got a session break. Every session break, okay, on an hour will have 24 candles. Okay, guys. Now, within those 24 candles of a session break, you've got the start, you've got the finish. But to box that off, you've got a high and you've got a low point. Okay, so I work on a zone. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You've got the zone as it goes along. Okay, but you've also, to box that off, you have a high and a low point. Now, what happens between that high and low point is vital to how we get the trigger points and how we react and how we identify the pattern that is Head and Shoulders. Okay, guys? And from there, you sort of identify your breakouts, and then from there, that's when you start taking notice of that very chart. Now, tonight, we are going to draw some up, okay? We are going to draw some up, but we're going to give it a bit of a different approach this time. So you've seen it with the stabilizers. It's like riding a bike. It's to focus, get you balanced, train yourself. Once you get that balance, it sort of brings everything into focus for you, okay? You can see things a lot easier when you zone things off, okay? But tonight, I'm going to make it even simpler, okay? We are going to focus on, instead of 4 boxes with the sessions, okay, and the boxed off with the high and lows, we are going to do one simple box, and then I'm going to go through the technique, okay? Not only the technique, I'm going to show you the rules, I'm going to show you the trigger points, and I'm going to show you just exactly what you need to do to get in and out of the trades, okay? So tonight it's about trade setups. It's about trade setups, how to get those sorted, okay? How to identify them, and more so a little bit of a tip or a couple of tips on, if you're not at the charts, what you can do to get yourself ready to get yourself into that trade. Okay, guys? So again, I hope you're taking notes. And if you're enjoying the content that I'm doing, okay, you just need to comment below. You can like, You can share. I like to see the hashtag ForexFire, guys. Most importantly, if you want to reach out to me and you want to know more about how I got to the level where I'm at, and yes, I'm not a professional trader. I'm still learning every day, but I'm part of a fantastic group and part of a platform, okay? The group itself is the Financial Freedom Ninjas, where we learn together, trade together, and we win together, okay, guys? So this is just me giving the free value on my own space, my own time. Okay, I don't get paid for this. On my own space, my own time, on my wall, within a group I've got, and more so, I'm starting to post content like this on YouTube, okay? So if you want to head over to YouTube, or if you've seen this on YouTube, please comment, like on there, possibly share, drop a comment, and like I said, the hashtag ForexFire, guys, okay? So we're just going to head over to the chart. And what I've got tonight, we're going to go on a total different pair, okay? Something that's a little bit more volatile, and hopefully I've picked a pair where we're going to see not just the volatility, but the volatility is going to give us the trigger points. If not, we just move on, okay? So this is, even though it's pre-recorded and recorded, this is still on the fly, guys, because it's just the way I roll, to be fair, okay? So we're going to talk about the chart, okay? This is your naked chart. Color of the candles, you may see the candles different colors on any chart, okay? Doesn't matter what it is. In my instance, my candles going down are black, my candles going up are blue, okay? The green candles, we're going to talk about these, okay? But we spoke about sessions. The sessions run Monday to Friday. So you right click, settings, session break, okay? You have a Monday, you have a Tuesday, you have a Wednesday, you have a Thursday, you have a Friday. Markets close, we open back on the Monday, okay? So let's just have a look. Let's just have a look on here. We'll go Monday. And again, I'm making this super simple tonight because we're doing a session. It's a refresher, but also I do believe there is new people jumping on from time to time, and I've been getting asked questions about where do they find the other stuff prior to what we've done to this. So this is a refresher, but we're going over super simple, super slow, and super easy. Okay, guys. And here we have Thursday. That's your Thursday. There you have Friday. Markets will close Saturday and Sunday, okay? And then we go back into Monday. Okay, guys? So hopefully so far we are sort of following along and we are making sense. Now we'll talk about these colored candles in a moment and why I make them this color, okay? So here we have session breaks, start to finish. Our chart, okay? Every candle in here, there'll be 24 candles, okay? I'm not going to count them out. If you want to pause the video and take a look and take my word for it, you can count them out, but you will have 24 candles within that session, okay? So you go from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, close, Saturday, Sunday, back to the charts on the Monday, okay? Right. So how do we get these colored candles and how do we distinguish this session as a Monday section? And what do we do to use this section and how do we use it? What you do, you go to the indicators on the top, search for Monday. That's just Monday as itself, not Mondays, Monday. You look for Monday candles with OB, okay? You star that and save it, and that will save it on the top of here. And if you watch, if I click on the Monday candles and delete them, my candles go back to normal. You see Monday here and Monday here. If I put that eye back on, we get the colored candles. We go to the cog. We can change the color of those candles. We can change them to red. We can change them to black. Although I'm already on black, we could change them to see-through. You could change them to white. I normally have them on the green, anyway, the nice olive green. So there we have it, guys. So that's the distinction of that. So now I normally sort of cover, again, if we look at, I think, was it Is it this one? No, it's not that one. Not that one. There is a one I've been doing. You just bear with me, guys. And I'm going to go back to that chart in a moment. GBP cards. Yeah, so what we've got, guys, this is the sort of area that we're going to be looking to go towards. But tonight, we're going to make it super simple. Again, take no notice of the rest of the noise. You've got coloured boxes. These coloured boxes are what we're aiming for. Okay, so we go back to that session there, GPP odd, I think it was. Again, we've got this drilled down. If I go back on the session breaks just to see if they were there. DME. Settings, session breaks. Right, yes. So there we have it, guys. So that's your Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, back to the Monday. Okay, now we're going to do the high and low point with a horizontal ray, but then we color the boxes, okay? But what I'm going to do, I'm going to go four Mondays back, and then we'll do it from there, guys, because we only do 4 lots. So we'll start from the back, and then we'll add them to the front, okay? So again, we're going to make this stabilizers, keep you focused, and hopefully you're following along. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so guys, let's just take a look. Got the high point within the Monday. Okay, the wick, go back to the start, bang. Okay, that's your high. Okay, we're going to put on here high. So I want to make this super easy, super simple, and easy to follow along with. That's your high point. You're going to do the same on the bottom. Get yourself in the zone. Come along, wick, come back, touch, bang. Let's see you guys. You know what it's going to be called? Low. So that's your high and your low. What you would normally do then is there's a brush here. Change it from brush to rectangle. Fill out that box. Okay. Make it the same color as your lines. And then, just to be extra visual, from low to high, we've got a fantastic pippage gap or pippage zone of 216 pips. That's just something you know is an extra visual target what you have to work with. Okay, guys? And there's a reason I do that, which we'll explain. Right. Let's just take a look. So we'll just get rid of these. We'll get rid of the noise. And then I'm going to show you from a one zone aspect what we need to look for, and we'll see what's happened within the market. Okay, let's get rid of all the noise. Now, the last few nights and on episode Forex Fire TV, episode 14, 15, 16, I've shown you how to put all of these charts on, all of these stabilizers, okay, and focus on certain trigger points. Tonight, I'm making it super simple. You've seen what we do with respect to the 4 sort of zones. Tonight, we are working from one zone. So I've got your focus onto one focal point on the chart. Okay, guys? And let's take a look. So our first rule, what we are looking for, okay, is where do you get the breakout? Okay, where do you get the breakout? High or low? Okay, a breakout is obviously the candles. Okay, you can see we got a breakout on the bottom. Okay, and before we go any further, we'll talk about the head and shoulder pattern. There's 2 sort of patterns you primarily are going to see. Okay, one is a regular. Okay, and the other one is the upside down one, which some people do have problems sort of identifying on the naked charts. It is called an inverted. Okay. Now, what normally happens on a head and shoulder is you get the buys are in control, okay, and then they get exhausted as they're climbing the mountain, and then all of a sudden we get a return. So you've got an A, you get the B as a correction. The sellers then become in control. We come back down the mountain, okay. The sellers are starting to get exhausted from climbing back down that mountain. We then get an extra push from the B maneuver to the impulse move, because the impulse move is the stronger move overall. You get the buyers back in control, and all of a sudden they break the structure of where the buyers went to last time, okay, and they continue heading up that mountain. They get to the peak of the mountain, they stop for a rest, okay? So what you have, in essence, is you're going to have the buyers are in control, the markets are pushing, okay? They get to the peak. They get a little bit exhausted. They stop for a little bit of a bite to eat, a little bit of a picnic. The sellers here, oh, let's take our ball. Let's run back down. Let's run back down the mountain with the ball. Okay. What you get there, that's A, which is the market move. The B is the correction. Okay. The sellers are now losing control. The buyers have picked their ball back up, and they're saying, no, we want this on top of the mountain. So they start pushing back up here. Okay. They break that structure, and they head, and they're right on the peak. They're right on the peak. They're right on the peak of the mountain, okay? They're looking down. They're looking down at the sellers at this point, okay? They're calling the sellers. They're like, nah, 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 you know, they're calling these sellers names. So what happens is they've stopped for a break. In the meantime, as you can see from here, we've got the first half of the official head and shoulder pattern, okay? But all of a sudden, on the top of the peak of the mountain, what happens is the buyers drop the ball. The ball starts running down the hill, okay? And as the ball runs down the hill, we surpass this peak here, okay? The ball runs all the way back down the valley, and it bounces off the valley floor, okay? And as the ball bounces off the valley floor, it's then going to come back up, and as it bounces off the valley floor, it comes back up, and it bounces just as high as where the buys were in the previous peak, okay? Now, when that happens, you are going to sell the market on the right shoulder, because what happens when the ball comes down and bounces off the valley floor to come back up, and it retests this area right here, okay? This is where you officially have got your peak, okay? Your A, B, C, the ball comes back down the mountain here. When you get to the B on the market correction, you're going to sell on the regular head and shoulder, and it comes down. Okay, guys. So hopefully that little bit of fun, little bit of analogy made a little bit of sense. Okay, so we're going to apply that to the charts here. Okay, so what we've got the breakout here, right? So you're looking for your first peak, your first triangle. This, in essence, because we've got the breakout on the bottom. Okay, you've got your breakout is happening on the bottom here. So if you can imagine that being your low point of this zone, and this being your high point, okay? You've had a breakout here. So this is a sort of formation where after sort of drawn up within our stabilizer. Okay, so what you've had the breakout. We've identified this breakout on the low. So if we scroll a bit further down, we see this. It's a little bit, but it's still a breakout, okay? So what you can do, you can say, right, we've had the breakout. We put the head there. We can identify the head, okay? From there, when you look on the diagram above, and again, I'm trying to make this as easy as possible, guys, as easy as possible. And if you're following along, let me know. You've got your head, you've got your breakout at that bottom, okay? So then you look back to the left. The reason we draw these Monday's candles and these boxes within here, this here will always be known as the left shoulder. Whether it ends up as the regular, like in here, or the inverted, is determined simply from where does the head peek itself out. Where is the buyers or the sellers going to take a look from over the fence, okay? So what we've got right here, we had it here, okay? So what we do, let's just be visual. Let's get our triangle. And we have that right here, okay? So you can see we've got straight away, we've got number one complete. You've got number one complete because you've had number two, the head. In this occasion, the sellers have took a peek from over the fence, okay? So they've got the ball at this point. So you've got their number 2. That's your number 2. They've peaked out, okay? Now, what happens is, on the head and shoulder, as you can see here, you've got peak 1, peak 2. We need to get to peak 3. But before you can get to peak 3, you've got to grab that ball and you've got to head back up to here, to the previous area. So you've got to get the retrace, okay? And to get that, the opposite side of your head, you've always got to have a support. What supports your head? Your neck, okay? So you've got your neck, that supports your neck. So we've got to recognize, understand, and confirm the neck is what's holding everything together, okay? So what's happened in essence, let's just take a look as a recap. We've got this here, we've had the peak, okay, the breakout. So you just simply look on the colored box, you can see now, because we've had the peak here, we are going to have an upside down head and shoulder pattern. So you just draw out the triangle, that's easy. Draw out the triangle for your head, that's easy. All you wait for the buyers to grab a hold of that ball, because the sellers have been taking a rest and the buyers are running away. Now the buyers, to start winning the game, have to start to get to the opposite side of where we peaked out of the fence. So in this, it's the opposite side, which will end up being your neck, is here, okay? So we got that. So now what we can do is, we can see, yeah, we've got that area. We can officially see it. We've got that neckline, okay? We've got that neckline. Now, this is where it gets interesting, guys, okay? Because after you've had that neckline, that's your number 3, okay? Now, this is where I start to get excited when I see this bit, because I know very soon, not too much in the distant future, we've got to come back down this mountain, okay? We've got to come back down, okay? Now, on the inverted, when you come back down after the retracement of that higher area, and you come back down to touch the opposite side of whichever peak you're going at, when you're coming down, when the head's pointing down, you need to buy the right shoulder, okay? When you're going up the hill, okay, the head's pointing up, and you're going to test the right shoulder, you need to sell the right shoulder, okay? So what you've got, you sell from here. Let's put this here. And I do hope you're following along pretty easy with this. You sell from here on the regular, and then you're going to buy. You're going to buy the from the bottom of the right shoulder when the upside down inverted there, okay? Now, have we got the retest? Because when you get the retest of the neck, you need the retest of here, okay? We haven't got that yet, okay? Now, what we can do before we would officially, what you need to do is, like, you need to go to your triangle, okay? And what you're expecting is, it could take a day, it might take a few hours, it might take a few days, it might take a week. This is where this tip comes into handy, okay? Now, what you've got is, you've got this on the side, okay, you've got the plus. What you can do, there's one of two things. If you're going to be near your chart at the time, you can set an alert. So you can click on the plus. So when it goes to here, add an alert, okay? Right click, edit. You can put on here, GPP odd, inverted, H, and S, okay? Potential buy, okay? Now, when that touches down here, it's going to trigger an alert off. So if I'm near the computer, or if I have Trading View on my phone, okay, I'll get an alert. It will come up with that nice cha-ching noise, and then from there you can actively watch the actual trade and then get in as a market execution if you wanted to, okay? However, the other thing you can do is just simply touch the bottom of this line, set an alert. In fact, no, No, sorry, we've done that. We've done the alert part. You can actually go on here and start working out your profits. Okay. So from there, what I generally do when I work things out, I'll generally go for around about a 40 pip stop loss. Okay. So just double click on it now. Ticks on the risk to reward tool. Ticks, you take away a 0 from the end. Okay. So in this instance, 400 ticks will be 40 pips. Okay. 400 ticks would be 40 pips. Okay, guys. Now, where would I go on here? I would generally have a look to see where the levels are within here, but there's no problem or no issue with you going back to the full zone should you wish. Okay. So the risk to reward on this would generally be around about 5.5 or 1 to 5.5. Okay. But to be conservative, I would generally go around about 50 pips at a maximum, to be fair. Okay. So you're getting to just over 1 to 1.5 sort of area. 1.5, go to maybe 60 pips. Let's have a look. So to get 60 pips, you would need 600. That's going to give you your 1 to 1.5. Okay, guys. Now that is one sort of area you can look to be trading. Okay. Now I hope that's made sense tonight. I thought I would sort of make it a little bit simpler. Practicing just looking on one zone. I know we did it on several zones the other night. Okay, guys. We've done it on one zone. This is a trade setup. We can have a look at it. Again, if you're doing any of these, I always strongly advise you do these via demo if you're following me. Okay. If you need to watch the video back, you can do. Set this trade up or put it on demo. I don't usually trade, or I don't tend to try and trade the GBP pairs because of the time of day of what I do on a day-to-day basis. I'm not normally there to watch the charts and things like that. If I do set up the charts and trade the GBP pairs, I'll only ever trade maybe one of them a day, to be fair. Okay, that's my honest opinion. I tend to trade maybe on a late afternoon to a late evening, to be fair. New York session, an Asian session through the night, to be honest. Okay, so let's just take a little look and we'll do a bit more housekeeping. If you want to follow what I do, okay, you can easily do that. You can find me on Facebook. If you're watching this on YouTube, there will be a link in there right now. You just need to click that link and it'll take you to my page, which will be the group page. Okay, maybe the group page, which will be this here. At the moment, I've got around about 270 sparks, as I call everybody, because my brand is all known as Forex Fire. Okay, guys, plenty of great content in here. People chime in from time to time ask me questions and things like that. You can get previous episodes of the Forex Fire TV linked in here. They're also on the YouTube if you're watching the YouTube right now. Okay, and I get nice messages from here from time to time, like this one I got the other day. Hi John, I just wanted to update you with my progress following your recent Monday candles training. Today on demo account, I traded a GBP card. Currently, I'm at 82.5 pips profit. As it is on demo, I've decided to monitor the trade to see what is possible with this strategy. This is down to your guidance and support over the recent weeks. Your help is really appreciated. Many thanks, John. Hashtag Forex Fire. This is just one of many of the messages I get, guys. Okay. So again, I am part of a bigger picture, but I also like to give the value out there as well, guys. Okay. Because what I do with this sort of strategy is something that is not inside of this group. We try to keep it even simpler within the group, but I like to think that the way I come across with what I do and the stuff I do with a team, that people can easily follow me, to be fair. Okay, so again, I think me recording sort of cut out. So just drop a comment below if you'd like to know more. Get involved, comment, like, share, hit that hashtag and drop the hashtag ForexFire, and we'll get you involved. And I don't say this too often, 7-day trial group. I can get you access to this on that. Okay, 7-day access to a trial group, and you can come and see us trade. Okay, guys, see you later.